Hey everybody, this is Aaron Schober and Josh Lucas from Sword, Carolina. A lot of people tell us that we look alike, and so in order for you to be able to tell us apart, I'm the one with the beard and Josh is the one with the black shirt. Alright, so now you got it. We are coming at you live from Sword, Carolina on our day off. We had a busy weekend demonstrating, but we still wanted to put together a video for you guys. In the Döbringer manuscript, after he deals with the Zornhau, he goes back into some kind of rehashing of some basics from earlier in the manuscript, where he talks about the two most important cuts, the Oberhau and the Unterhau. These are the most important, if for no other reason that all of the master cuts are based out of them. These are also the cuts that lead into the basic Versetzens or defenses. Our interpretations of what makes a good cut. Obviously, people are going to have different interpretations. This works really well for us, and we think it matches up with the manuscripts as well. Döbringer says that when you cut, you want to cut to the head or the body, not to the sword. So in this case, if I'm being the attacking, if I'm attacking, I don't want to cut into the middle distance because it will allow my opponent to avoid my attack with a twitching, either a Dirkwechsel or some other technique, where now he can attack on the outside of my attack. So I let a change come into my attack. So as opposed to that, I should attack to the head or to the body, and so now he is going to be forced to defend himself. So now he can't ignore that. Döbringer says that when we attack, which should be as if a string was tied to our sword, pulling it into the opponent. This is often used in describing the thrust, but it's equally useful in describing the cuts as well. So I want to cut, my sword wants to go straight forward into him, almost like I'm jabbing with my hand. So we also need to step side to side. So I'm going to cut straight at the person, but then I'm going to step to the side, and now I'm going to end up in my hanging position. And likewise, were he to defend by moving backwards, now this is setting up the thrust to follow up with. It works the same with the Unterhau. If I come up with an Unterhau, I want to cut my sword straight at the man, but then I want to step to the side, and now I'm in my hanging. Now I'm in my box where I can defend myself, set up the follow-up thrust as well. A couple other considerations. When we're cutting, we want to make sure that the sword gets in front of our body immediately. I don't want to come forward with my arms and then cut, because if Josh is fast, he will cut my hands before I can bring my sword in front. So I want to lead with my sword. This sword is my shield as well. I also don't want to lead with my feet. I want my sword moving before my step. If I start with the step, I'm going to end up in range before my attack gets in front of me to defend myself. Leading with the sword is important in the attack. It's likely even more important on the defensive. If I'm attacking Josh and I come with my feet first and then the cut, I might get away with it. But let's say Josh is defending. If he defends with his cut feet first and then following with the sword, it's not going to go well for him. So you really need to get the sword moving first. Now, Döbringer says when we attack, it should be to the head or to the body. But when we're using the Oberhau or Unterhau as a Versetzen, we're not attacking, we're defending with it. So we actually will cut across our body to take the opponent's sword, take control of it, and set up the follow-up thrust. So if I'm attacking Josh, once again, I'm going to cut directly at him and step to the side. He's going to cut across his body, and then he can step like he just did with more of a triangle step where he's maintaining distance. He's going to set up the thrust. He could also step in closer to me. As he's doing it, once again, still cutting across his body to take my sword before it reaches him. And that would set up either a simultaneous cut where he's really close to us, or he can step past me, like back behind me, get control of the sword and set up a longer thrust from there. So he's cutting across his body, and then he has the advantage, being in the knock, of being able to choose the range that he fights at, whether it's close, slicing range, whether it's middle cutting range, or whether it's lengthy thrusting range. And so There's a lot of advantages to being in the 4. That's one of the advantages of being in the Nock, though, that you get to pick what range that you fight at. Appreciate you watching, appreciate you commenting. You guys rock, and we will see you next Monday. Thanks.